So while it doesn't look like the crime scene photos are in this current batch of documents, do you plan to fight their release if and when that time comes?
Yeah, I believe all the families have let that be known to the prosecuting team that that's not anything that we were interested in, and we've been worried that we would see those leaked at any time when you had like certain stories and certain things been leaked since the very beginning. We were afraid that we'd wake up one morning and that may be on, might be on TV.
Yeah, Steve, I know there are people out there who want full transparency. They want to get every single aspect of this case. I do not see the value of that. I think that this is painful, it's gratuitous, it's disgusting. But for the people out there who want full transparency about this and say, I don't even know what the argument would be to see that. What would your response to them be?
You don't get that. Those are our children, and we're not settling for that type of thing. And I think it encourages. I mean, you got a whole show here with some people that are doing some terrible things to people, and that's one thing that I think we show a little bit too much of. And I hope that we can give these kids some dignity, and we don't have to go there.
Is there anything else in the current batch of documents that you plan to fight the release of?
No, they asked us about the toxicology report after we got that. We said we didn't care. The autopsies, some mothers wanted to keep that, and I understand that. That has it has like a injury by injury write-ups, so it's pretty gruesome. So those are the ones that we were. I think that'll be the last one that we really will try to keep close to the chest.
And it's good to know that, as you said, that the families seem to be on the same page with this. I mean, there is this argument, right, out there, putting aside crime scene photos. The public wants to know as much as possible about why these children were killed. And the question becomes, do you think the public has a right to know all the details of the case? Again, putting aside the crime scene photos, do you think the public has a right to know all of this?
I think the public should demand that 100%. Sometimes the courtroom doesn't realize that there is no courtroom without victims, and they need to represent them people and the community. The community has the right to know that they're arresting the right people, and the punishment is correct. And I think that the prosecution here purposely hid the facts of what happened to these kids to try to get all the parents to be in silos and not unite and force them to do the right thing, force them to have, a capital case. They never had that. That's why they didn't tell the kids what really happened to our kids. They hid that from us because they knew that that could be a riling cry for all the parents to get on the same page.
And I want to talk about that in a minute, and as well as Bill Thompson and current statements he's making. But, Steve, when I look at you, I interview victims' family members all the time. And you think about what they have to go through when the crime first happens, what they have to go through when there is a trial, what they have to go through the grieving process for the rest of their lives. But you're in this unique, unfortunately unique position where this case has been amplified. And I wonder for you, how difficult is it knowing that you are going to have to deal with these document releases for months, that the story doesn't end with Kohberger getting shipped away, that now it's about the release of information and trying to protect your daughter and the other victims? How difficult is it?
We have to do it better. They could have easily done better than this. This trickle effect of, the case is over. Let it out. Stand by what your decisions are, and the information come out. I know you have to give a little bit of time for sealing, but it's called control, find, replace. We do it at work all the time. It's not a big deal. We can replace. We can get through these docs real easy. So yeah. I think they got to do a better job. And this trickle thing's been going on the whole time. And it was torture. It was absolute torture for the families. And they kind of wore us all down. And that's kind of the strategy that, we knew that the defense was going to do, was to try to push this out, try to make it as far away from our homes, try to make it as inconvenient as possible. And, they had success for that. And in the end, they were rewarded.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.